So you want to unlock your full potential and be your best self, right? Live your best life? I'm Nathan, your fulfillment, excitement, and freedom coach, and I'm an ex-Jehovah's Witness who's committed to showing you how to live your best life. And if you're going to want results, then you're going to want to apply what I have to say. It's important to strive for being your best self because what else is there to do? There's literally no other purpose to life other than to be you as fully as you can be. And there's no other reason to exist. Now really, you already are emitting an energy constantly that is you. So on a technical level, you already kind of are being your best self. But the thing is when you filter that energy through belief systems that are out of alignment with your best self, you experience negative emotions like fear, anxiety, depression, anger, judgment, etc. So when you feel these emotions, these negative emotions, when you feel bogged down in life, when you feel lethargic and tired or upset at the world, it means you're carrying around belief systems that are from other people that don't belong to you, that don't serve you, and they're not in alignment with who you really are. They're not in alignment with your full potential. And it doesn't matter if you're judging someone else for any reason under the sun. When you judge someone, you are actually judging yourself. Because if you loved yourself fully, you wouldn't see any reason to judge others, because you would realize that everything is neutral, it only has the meaning you give to it, and all choices are valid. So there's no reason to judge other people, and there's no reason to judge yourself. So when you feel these triggering moments, where like if you say something about yourself that doesn't jive with you, it feels bad when you think it, this is the most important moment to clear out what's standing in the way of you and your best self. Because there's nothing else you need to do than get out of your own way. That's how you be your best self. Your highest potential is when you just let go of what's holding you back. Letting go of belief systems that are not in alignment, not congruent with who you really are, which are indicated to you from emotions, negative thought patterns. So any moment you're triggered with a negative emotion, it's the most prime opportune moment to investigate the belief system generating that emotion. And it is important to recognize the difference between something that isn't your actual excitement or a limiting negative belief system that's saying it's not your excitement. Because you could have an excitement about pursuing a certain path, and maybe there's a belief system that you're not good enough, it's not going to happen, who would listen to you, who would follow that, how would you ever be successful? And that would be a belief system getting in the way of your actual excitement. Whereas there's other things that are just simply not your excitement. You're just not excited to actually do them. Because, like I keep talking about, the key to being and living in your best life is to act on your excitement. Your higher mind is telling you, hey, you're excited about this, act on it. You're excited about that, act on it. Take action. Act as the you that you imagine you want to be. So when you recognize that when you have emotions, they only exist because of what you believe to be true. That's the only reason they are really there, is because you believe something to be true, whether it's positive or negative. Everything that's here is an illusion. You have to believe, we all collectively believe that this is how our reality works. This illusion, this dream that's not really here. So like when someone says something negative about you and then you feel negative about that, it means that deep down you believe that it might be a fact, it might be true when it's not, which is also the indicator that it's not, because it doesn't feel good. It doesn't doesn't work inside of you. So one of the best ways to really help dig up and find the belief system that's standing in between you and your best life is to ask yourself, when you're triggered, because those are the golden egg moments of you being your best self, you activating your full potential, is to seize that moment of being triggered in the negativity. Seize it, grab it. It's a golden egg. It's not a bad thing that a bad thing happened. It's a wonderful thing because now you get to figure out what's standing in your way. So how do you find the belief system? You can ask yourself, what would I have to believe about myself is true in relation to this situation in order to feel this way? What would I have to believe? And if you're ready to hear the answer, it will come. It might come quickly, it might come later, and there's all sorts of ways in which the answer could show up. But you put the question out and you remain open and the answer will come. Another way to really find these limiting belief systems and activate your full potential is, like I said, when you're triggered, and this could be a different type of trigger, is to ask yourself, if I were to really be myself, if I were to really act in the way that I prefer, freely and without fear of judgment, what am I afraid would happen? And this is a way to use fear to your advantage, because you're analyzing, what would I be afraid of if I were to truly be who I am? And this is really what it's all about. Activating your full potential is really just about changing your belief systems. And it sounds simple. It absolutely is and can be simple, but it absolutely can also be very challenging, and if you make it, arduous. Challenging is fine. Life is full of challenges. Challenge is a neutral word, whereas hardship and difficulty is a limiting belief and a negative assumption. But you can make it into that if you continue to resist and shove away this fear, shove away and reject that digging up of the belief process. Because, beliefs are the blueprint of your reality. Like I said, this is all an illusion. It's not really happening in the way that we perceive it. Like, this physical reality is not really physical. It's all a projection of consciousness. So, the blueprint of our individual realities and collectively is beliefs. We believe that gravity keeps us held to this planet. We believe that interacting with a physical object means you hit it and, whatever else, right? We all believe that eating a lot of sugar is not really that great for you. But the majority of beliefs can be changed, and mainly including the ones about yourself. And the reason why it can be really challenging is because the job of a belief system is to continue to provide you with evidence that it is real. And when the negative belief systems are close to being let go of, they are doing everything in their power to get you to not let go of them. And they're like, you're close to believing that you are good enough, and it's like, oh crap, he's about to let go of us. You're not good enough. You're not good enough. Look at all these reasons why you're not good enough. Look it. And it activates at a higher frequency that negative belief of not being good enough. So you're about to let go when it's getting so much seemingly more difficult to let go. And that's where a lot of people go wrong, because instead of just stepping back and letting go, they continue to buy into the old belief of not being good enough again. But the way you know that isn't true is because it feels like crap. And that's not who you really are. That's not your full potential. It's feeling like crap. That's the emotional indicator telling you, ding, 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 ding. You're not being who you really are. You're not being the way you prefer to be. You're not activating the momentum of the life that you want to live. So once you find this belief system through the two ways I mentioned earlier, like asking, what would I have to believe about myself in relation to this situation to be true in order to feel this way? Or, if I were to truly be myself, what am I afraid would happen? When you use those and you allow the answer to come in and you figure it out, you find that belief system, and when you truly, and I mean truly, find it to be illogical, you drop it. That's the end of the process of letting go of the belief. The end of it. Because you don't do things that are illogical. You simply don't. You're not going to walk around on your head and roll around like a spider or something. I don't know, like you're not going to do something completely wacky and illogical. Unless you're like me and I just do goofy stuff because I'm silly like that. But you're not going to do something that's illogical. So when you find a belief to be actually and truly illogical, then you drop it. And from that moment forward, continuing to do it is a choice. Or if you continue to find that you're continuing to do it, that means you still have a belief further, deeper down that says it's logical to believe this negative thing about yourself or about others, or that it serves you somehow to continue to believe that. So you got to dig deeper and find out why you think it serves you to lash out, or to hate yourself, or to not believe in your full potential, or to think you're not going to make it, or to judge others, or etc. So many people out there are in fact living a life that you would love to live. And with social media, it's so easy to find these people. It really is. There's living examples of people living a dream life that you would love to live. The thing is what do you feel when you see that? Because personally, sometimes I get really excited and I'm like, yeah, I could do that. I could live that life. And sometimes I look at it and I get extremely triggered because it's like, oh, well, I could never get there, or that seems so impossible for me to do that. Or look at them, they're living that and here I am not living that. And I'm never going to get there, I'm so terrible, and blah, 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 blah. And like I said, that's you just getting in your own way of living your full potential. That's energy that does not manifest what you want, but continues to manifest what you're currently living, which is where you're not really want to be. The fact is if you can see someone doing something, they have proven to you that you can do that. They have proven to everyone that that is possible. Obviously, or else it wouldn't be a thing. So how is it that you argue with creation itself, with reality, with the universe, that, oh, they can do that, but I can't. I'm the special anomaly. I'm the exception where it's not gonna work for me. It won't happen for me. But all those people, they can live their best life, just not me. Now, what I'm not trying to convey is to have disdain for your current reality, because it's not about what's happening. It's not about what happens. It's about what you do with what happens. It's about how you react to what's going on. So, sure, you might be in an unwanted part of your life right now, but being against it, resisting that, kind of hating it or dreading it, is the exact energy that solidifies it into your reality. It locks it into place because you're focused, you're hyper-focused on, I don't want to be here right now. I don't want to be here right now. This here that you don't want to be in is the primary focus and why you continue to manifest it. So it's really about changing your energy, changing your belief systems, and to live up to your fullest and highest potential, you got to be unconditionally happy. You got to be that fulfilled person. Imagine this fulfilled, highest potential version of you and be that person. Act as them. Because I'm sure that they are a very happy and positive and beautiful person that wouldn't be upset and against what's going on right now. because it was part of your journey and it got you here. I know that me personally, from all the mistakes I've made in my life, all the stupidness, all the holding back from my true self that I've done, I wouldn't take it back for a million, billion, infinite timelines, because it made me into who I am now, and it continues to hone me into the person I am becoming. And every experience is valid. It really helps you appreciate the better things. And even if you think about the fact that for every moment that you're experiencing something unwanted, you are refining and adding to the manifestation of what you truly do want. Because it's like a rubber band. You pull the rubber band into negativity, and it has to, once you let go of it, release back into the positivity with just as much force. This can be a lengthy process, or it can be a quick and easy one. It's really about how long do you want to keep acting like the old you? How long do you want to let all these minor inconveniences and petty annoyances stand in your way? I've personally even realized that even on a day-to-day basis, I'm still kind of letting very simple little annoyances stand in my way. It doesn't matter what happens. It matters what you do with what happens. So go ahead and hit that subscribe and like if you'd love more motivational content like this, and share in the comments any tips you have on being your fullest and best self. What excites you? What really uplifts and inspires you about day-to-day life? And as always, thank you for watching.